Today we'll be looking at a problem, an algorithmic problem called simple word game. Simple word game, let me load it up. So simple word game goes this way. So you want to create a simple game where a player tries to remember as many words as possible from a dictionary. For example, you are cramming maybe words, as many words as you can from a dictionary. And for you to score points, you need to get them correctly. That means the word that you give us is contained in our dictionary. And the way we score your points is by calculating the size of the word, like the length of the word that you gave us. And then we square it, the square of the size of the number. For example, the longer the word, the more the points. So when we square it, for example, if it was a 7-worded letter, if you square it, get 49 points. So for our program, we will need a string array of player, which means like the words that the player was able to remember. It might allow duplicates, but like if you say the same word twice, but we cannot award you points for that. The points should only be counted once. So we need to account for that in our program. And also, where you're given a dictionary in the string, you're also given a string array dictionary. So what goes is the string array class of the dictionary basically means like all the words that you have in the dictionary will be stored in our string array class. So we have the question. So for example, we have our test cases here: apple, orange, and strawberry. For the player, the words that the player selected, and the words in the dictionary were strawberry, orange, grapefruit, and watermelon. So we will return 136, which is 5 squared plus 6 squared plus 10 squared. Something of the sort, yeah. Because apple was not in our dictionary, the player won't score for apple. So we'll just add 10 squared and 6 squared to get 136. Same for B, same for C. So let's load up our VS Code and try to write the program. I'm gonna do, so I already created the class, and we will want to utilize this this class here. Might help us as we write our code to like get the starting skeleton of the question. Don't worry about the red, so I can just return something for now. Yeah, okay. So we start our code. What you want to do is we already have the method declared here. We have our class. So what we need to start, we'll start off by getting a data structure that allows us to store all the data in a dictionary, like to store to like handle all the words that we'll have in our dictionary. And because we don't want duplicates, our dictionary does not have duplicate words. It has only distinct words. A data structure that will be useful will be a hash set, which stores strings. You can call it result for now. Then we create a new object in memory, a hash set. And in the hash set, we will pass arrays as list to convert the words into an array of strings that can be as a list, and that will be our dictionary. So our dictionary here, we want to pass as list in our hash set. After doing that, we'll need to import our java.util. I'll just import the entire util. That will be set us up well. We need to declare a counter which will keep track of our points. So can val 0, right? Then we go straight to, we want now to loop. We want something that will loop through our hash set and check for if the value entered by the player, then the word entered by the player is in the dictionary itself. So we can start with for string word, we'll use an enhanced for loop to loop through a hash set. And now string word, and we need to loop through the player, through the player string array. Like the values of the player, the values that the players entered, right? And then we check if our result hash set, the hash set result contains our word. If it contains our word, we would want to add our value. Our value will be adding our value to which our value now, which is initialized to 0, we will add. We will need, you remember when we were squaring the size of the word that you gave, that the player gave. So we'll have to use a math class, which is math.pow, which means power of. Then we will look for the size or the length of the word, and we are going to raise it to the power of 2, semicolon. If that is the case, we are going to take we want to remove our word from the player class, so from our hash set. Sorry. So we'll take our result, then we call remove on it. We remove the word. So once the player says it, we take it off from the dictionary so that he cannot get awarded the points once again if he happens to report the same word. So if he returns the same, if he or she says the same word again, when it checks with the dictionary, it will find that the word is not existing in the hash set and no points will be awarded. That is the point of line 13. Okay, and then after doing that, we will return our value. Yes. Okay, pretty set. So to check if this thing works, we're gonna public static voice. We call this PVSM mostly. So what we do in PVSM, we do public static void main. So we want to create a main, like a main method that is going to enable us to print something on the terminal to check if our class works the way we expect it to. This is just some jargon, don't worry about it. So we're going to check our values. We're gonna create another object, a string object, memory. I'm gonna call new on it, new SimpleWordGame. Yeah. For that, you're going to, if that helps now. A simple word game object in memory. Okay, then we need to now create a string of players, what the player actually entered. So let's say he had 3 words: cat, so that will give him 9 points if he gets it correct. Dog, and say cup. Those are the words that our player gave us. And then for a dictionary, we need a string array of our dictionary, which will have let's say it has cat and dog without the cup. Maybe it just has the cat and a dog. So it won't give our player points for cup because maybe we don't have cup in our dictionary. Okay, let's put something that I said, maybe a non-English word that is not there. Yeah, and then I can create an object here where we're gonna call the objects that you have created in memory, which is the object, and then simple word game. I call object player, we have the dictionary, we need points, so we're going to call object and we want points. So our object was the simple word game, so we'll want points here. Okay, and then we'll now print our result nicely. System out.print. I'm gonna print our result, and then you say your score is plus result. Let's see. I can say maybe points. Points sounds better because you are printing points. The points just for readability. So let's check. Score is 18. That means I got 9 plus 9, which looks about just correct. So I think this will be okay. So we just have to check with our APT marker and test our test cases, and yes, we passed 71 out of 71 cases. So that's a simple word game, simple coding algorithmic problem. Thanks for tuning in.